The Trevor Bauer legal case has officially been settled, and I told you guys that I was going to give updates on that, so we'll talk about that in just a second. Bryce Harper, he said, F your stop sign, I am going home no matter what, and Corbin Carroll, yeah, this kid, he hit a baseball that still hasn't landed yet. Just a reminder, MLB Recap is presented by SeatGeek. Make sure you guys are using code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off on tickets, and also use code Fuzzy on Underdog Fantasy for a $100 deposit match on daily fantasy sports. So before we talk about Trevor Bauer, one other kind of housekeeping thing I do want to talk about. Phil Nevin, the manager of the Angels, he can no longer call himself the manager of the Angels because they will be moving in a different direction. They should have never moved on from Joe Madden, or is it John Madden? One of those guys. It's Joe Madden, not John Madden. Rest in peace, John. I love your game. So let me know in the comments, who do you think should be the manager of the Angels in 2024, and do you think that they're going to bounce back? They're keeping their general manager, so the players are going to be about the same. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this Trevor Bauer case. So he said that he can finally talk about it because the case has been settled. Both parties basically dropped the case, but the only thing is Trevor wanted to make sure that he could talk about it, so he did exactly that. This thing blew up on social media, and I would say a lot of people have forgiven Trevor Bauer. And the reasoning is pretty simple. All of the evidence that he provided basically shows that he was set up by someone, and a lot of people are not happy with that other person, but I don't want to get too personal, so we're just going to go ahead and leave it at that. After seeing everything, do you think that Trevor Bauer should be allowed back in baseball, or do you think that he should say, I'm not coming back to MLB, instead I'm going to sue you guys? How do you think the finale of this entire Trevor Bauer saga is going to end? I'm curious what you guys think. And also, I do want to mention, a lot of people were spamming me to talk about this because you guys think I have some secret information about Trevor Bauer because I had dinner with the guy one time. I'm not privy to the information in lawsuits. I don't know why you guys think I'm some magical reporter like Jeff Passan. I'm just a kid in his room. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this, because for the most part, I think that the support for Trevor Bauer used to be like 50-50. You either liked him or you didn't. Now it's shifting in his direction. I got a question for you guys. Do you think that the Rays know that they're in the postseason? Because what's going on? First of all, now take this with a grain of salt because it was a Tuesday afternoon and people are working. Less than 20,000 people showed up to this playoff game, the lowest playoff numbers in over 100 years. They have not had that low of attendance since 1919. Maybe it was actually a good thing because the boos would have been louder. What was Jose Siri doing out there in center field? Seager scores, Evan Carter scores. Tampa Bay, they committed 4 errors on the night, all while Jordan Montgomery, he sliced and diced his way through 7 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. Monty, he has been lights out. He's allowed just 2 runs over the last 27 innings, giving him a crazy 0.67 ERA. The Rangers, they're 1 win away from moving on. They have Nathan Eovaldi versus Zach Eflin. So who has the advantage, Eflin or Eovaldi? The Minnesota Twins are trying to stop their, I almost cannot believe I'm saying this out loud. They're trying to stop their 18-game losing streak in the playoffs, but they lost those 18 because they didn't have this kid, Royce Lewis. I'm going to say it right now. He is a superstar, a 2-run home run in the first inning and then an Oppo Taco in the 3rd inning. He drove in every single run for the Twins as Pablo Lopez, he skated his way through nearly 6 innings of 1-run ball. Twins bullpen, they allowed just 1 base hit over the final few innings, and Johan Duran, he was as scary as ever. 2 strikeouts. He got 3 outs on just 14 pitches. So Minnesota, they take the series lead. And now for game number 2, they have their workhorse and potential Cy Young, he's not going to win Cy Young, why am I saying that? But a probable second Cy Young placing guy, Sonny Gray, going against Jose Barrios. Barrios, he's been better, but my money's on Minnesota. Corbin burns? More like Corbin got burned. Now, after Tyrone Taylor gave his pitcher a 3-run lead, Corbin got Corbined. The rookie phenom hit that baseball to outer space, and he knew it. He really enjoyed that. Like, that's a real-life perfect from MLB The Show. Ketel Marte, he then made it back-to-back home runs with a missile, and Corbin Burns, he was beside himself. He was throwing out every profanity you could possibly imagine. The Brewers, they had to leave him in to save the bullpen, and Gabriel Moreno said, thank you very much, 430 feet. This kid rakes. Corbin Carroll, he just turned 23 a few weeks ago. Moreno, he's 23 years old. Arizona, they have some insane young players, and they have some pretty underrated veterans as well. Evan Longoria, he made the dive. He doubled up Willie Adames, and then Christian Walker, another veteran. He smoked a near 113-mile-per-hour 2-run double off of the usually unhittable Devin Williams. It's about as bad as a loss as you can get for the Brewers because Burns got torched, D-Will, he got lit up, and then they got closed out by Paul Sewald. And now they have to face Zach Gallen from the Diamondbacks. Now, luckily, they still have Freddie Peralta, who's been pretty good in the second half. Game number 2 is going to be a lot of fun between the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. The Marlins were facing off against the Phillies, and Phillies fans were jumping last night. And if you guys could not tell who I'm going for in the playoffs, I'm going for the daycare. I mean, come on, I'm allowed to root for this team. They have my friend Bryson Stott and another Vegas kid, Bryce Harper. But the first started with my friend Bryson turning into prime Steve Nash with a stop and a bounce pass. Rather be safe than sorry, especially in the playoffs. Alec Boehm, he got the scoring starter on a double, and Bryson scored JT, and then another, well, actually, Jazz Chisholm threw an absolute seed to nab Castellanos at home. Christian Pache actually was one of the worst hitters in all of baseball in the month of September. He went 4 for 35 with 15 strikeouts, but he came up clutch right there in game 1. He knocked in Bryson Stott, and Zach Wheeler, he was nails again. He went 6 shutout innings before allowing a run in the 7th inning, but he racked up 8 strikeouts on just 5 base hits allowed. The Phillies, they grabbed 1 more RBI. Castellanos, he doubled to left, and Bryce, he was not going to let anyone keep him from scoring. He's just so good. He's going to make the Hall of Fame. I don't care. Debate a wall if you think that Bryce Harper's not a Hall of Famer if he retired today. Kimbrel, he got the save, and Aaron Nola, he will be facing off against Braxton Garrett in game number 2. So who do you think has the advantage? Those were all of the games from yesterday, so let's go ahead and try and do today's immaculate grid. We have the Reds and the Jays. The Reds and the Jays. Okay, no one's coming to my head for some reason. Oh, wait, wasn't Kevin Gausman the guy who got kind of shelled yesterday? He was on both squads, right? 8%. Okay, we have a Brewer and a Blue Jay. I'm going to go Jackie Bradley Jr. One of these days, I really just want to spend a day researching older players so I can use older players on these immaculate grids. We have the Twins and the Blue Jays. That's easy. I could go with Jose Barrios, but I feel like that might be a high rarity score, so I'm going to skip that one. A Red and a Tampa Bay Ray. Wasn't Hunter Renfroe on the Rays for a little bit? I feel like he was, but maybe I'm not going to do that because I might get that wrong. The Rays and the Brewers, I'm going to go Drew Rasmussen because I feel like Adames might be a big one. Drew, okay, 3%. That's before he had a beard. Oh my God, Drew. The Twins and the Rays, I'm feeling like James Loney. Wasn't James Loney on both teams? I'll have to come back to that one. An MVP for the Reds, I could go Joey Votto, but I'm going to go with Frank Robinson, 6%. So every single one has been under 10%. We have a Brewers MVP. We have Yelich. We have Robin Yount. There's got to be another. Those are the only 2 guys coming to my head right now. All right, for MVP and the Twins, I'm going to go with, it's still a safe pick, but I feel like a lot of people might forget that Rod Carew, not only was he a batting title guy, he was also an MVP winner. 10%. That sucks. That's on the 10% line. I don't know if that counts. No, it doesn't count as under 10%. That stinks. All right, I guess my rarity score is Cook, so I'll just go with Yelich for the... No, you know what? I'm going to go with an older player because we talked about wanting to use more older players. Robin Yount at 33%. All right, we have the Rays and the Twins. For some reason, the name Desmond Jennings is coming to my head, but I don't think that he played for... the Desmond Jennings I might want to use. Wait, I think I just thought of one. The Twins and the Rays, Nelson. Okay, actually, this is going to be an easy one. It's probably going to be 15, 20%, 30%. Why did I not get Nelson Cruz 5 minutes ago? I don't think Josh Hamilton is going to count because he was drafted by the Rays and then he got picked up by the Reds once he came back from baseball. I'm pretty sure he doesn't count for this. All right, screw it. I'm just going to go with the easy one because I can't think of anyone else. I'm going to go Jose Barrios at 28% and then a Red and a Ray. I'm kind of feeling like... Hunter Renfroe, but it's probably not it. I can't think of anyone else. I'm almost positive. I know that Hunter Renfroe played for the Reds this year. I'm going to go with Hunter Renfroe because wasn't he? Oh, he was. I should have just trusted my gut. I appreciate you guys watching until the end. I know that these playoff recaps are going to be a little bit shorter, and that's just because that's the nature of the beast. There's not as many games to talk about, but I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.